Hello and welcome to Wayne Valley High School, home of the Indians. I am Luca Yanuzzi, joined by Ahumada and Aaron Hook. Today we got a great matchup with the Wayne Valley Indians against our Wayne Hills Patriots. Now this definitely looks to be a great match as both teams came back from out-of-state trips that they took. Aaron, what happened on these out-of-state trips?
So Luca, in the out-of-state trips, these teams ended on the opposite end of the spectrum. For the home team, Wayne Valley, they traveled up to Andover in Massachusetts and came away with a huge win, 31-12. Tommy Moran had himself a really good game in his varsity debut as a starting quarterback. The pass for a touchdown. John Testa on the ground was huge for the Indians. He ran for a touchdown. And, Wayne Valley really played an excellent game up in Andover. And as for Wayne Hills, they traveled down to Columbia, South Carolina and took on Ridgeview, and they fell short 12-0. Was never able to get the offense going. Their defense played a pretty good game, although they were aided by penalties, a lot of penalties for Ridgeview. But, yeah, I mean, Wayne Hills, they played in a solid all-around game, in my opinion. Just, Ridgeview was the better team. So two teams that ended on the opposite ends of the spectrum. Valley coming in 1-0, now getting to host an 0-1 Wayne Hills team, who, by the way, have now lost 4 consecutive out-of-state opening games to start their season.
Listen, Wayne Valley has not started a season 2-0 since 2016, I believe. So definitely looking for a win tonight. But Hills, Coach Demikoff knows that this team has the skill to be able to play against this Wayne Valley team, and they could definitely come out with a win. And with some of their key players, this team is looking great. Isaiah, what do you have to say about some key players about this Wayne Hills team?
You got Mike Casasana coming back, but starting as QB now. He played a big role in the state championship game, playing corner. There's many other key roles that are good tonight. Unfortunately, Michael Joyce will not be able to play tonight because of an ACL injury. So we'll see what this offense has to put out tonight.
Yes, as you said, Michael Joyce with an injury. We don't know how when he is going to get back, but Noah Abita played in the South Carolina game, had a pretty great game. Mike Casasanta did a lot more rushing in that game, but they're keeping him stuck to quarterback now. Noah Abita doing more of the running back position. And we also have Chris Bertovsky as well, number 5. Didn't play in the South Carolina game, but has definitely shown through. Played in a few playoff games last year with the varsity team. And this year, he's looking great so far. What do you have to say about him?
So, yeah, Luca, you mentioned the options that Hills has now in the backfield. And, Coach Demikoff is going to have to get really creative without his number 1 back, Michael Joyce, in there, most likely for the rest of the season. So you have Casasanta and Abita, who you could split carries with. Both are able to play both running back and quarterback. And both of them, if you want to run an offense, if you're Demikoff where Casasanta's taking a snap and he's running most of the time, or you want to put him in the backfield, I mean, there's a lot of creativity there with those two. And then you mentioned Chris Bertovsky as well, the junior. He could give you valuable reps if, one of those two guys needs a break and you need one of them to play quarterback, because obviously, they're going to get tired eventually. So Chris Bertovsky, to be a big guy who has to step up on this Wayne Hills offense now, especially like you said with the injury to Michael Joyce, there's going to be times where, he's going to have to step up and play really well and be at the top of his game.
All right, well, now let's talk about who these quarterbacks are going to be throwing to. Some wide receivers, great wide receiver core on this team. Steven Matson with 5 receptions for 47 yards in the Carolina game. We also have Christian Pontalillo, who had a great game in South Carolina. But also, this defense, such a huge part of this Wayne Hills team. An incredible defense. Dan Daly with 7 tackles, 2 assisted tackles, a tackle for loss, and a sack. Mike Casasanta also on defense had an interception. Isaiah, how do you say this Wayne Hills defense is going to pair up against this Valley offense?
Well, last year they were really big on defense, especially in the second quarter. That's when they really showed and were able to win games by the defense. And against Valley, I think they'll have a great defense strategy against Valley once again, as they always do. And a good thing, since 2016, Wayne Hills has been 3-0 against Valley, so I think they'll come up with a win tonight.
Wayne Hills definitely a strong team, especially against this town rival of Wayne Valley. We've seen a lot of great moments at these crosstown games. Of course, these games are the most packed games because we're both in the same town. So many people get to come out and see both great teams face off. Hope this is going to be a great match, and don't go away because once kickoff starts, we will be right back with you. Hello and welcome to Wayne Valley High School, home of the Indians. I'm Luca Yanuzzi here, back with Isaiah Ahumada and Aaron Hook. And we're the Wayne Valley Indians. We'll be taking on our Wayne Hills Patriots. So let's talk about the schedule for next season, or for the next coming weeks. This next week, Old Tappan versus Wayne Hills at Old Tappan. And on October 18th, Wayne Hills versus Rempo at Ramapo. Two great games. Definitely going to be two of the best games of the season. And another one of the best games of the season is this one right here. This is sure to be an incredible game. Teams are getting ready to come out onto the field. What do you have to say about it, Aaron?
So, Luca, you mentioned the Old Tappan and Ramapo games, obviously two of Hill's biggest rivals, and both of the games are on the road, so it's not going to be easy going into a hostile environment. But, you know, with the Old Tappan game coming up next week, this is going to be a big test for this Wayne Hills team, seeing if they can come into maybe their biggest rivals' home field and come away with a win after a loss. It's going to see how they can respond to the adversity of a loss away from home, and now they're playing in their second straight road game. I mean, in their rivals' house, and if they can come away with a win, it's going to be a big spark plug for them going into the Old Tappan game, and if they can get a winning streak going into that big Ramapo game, which again is also in Ramapo, I mean, it'll be great. So I think this game is really important for them. Not just to get in the W column for the first time this season, but to see how well they can respond to the adversity, and just last week's loss, which really brought them down.
I feel like both teams are ready to jump back into what they're normally expected to have against them. Teams outside of the state usually have a lot more skill and are usually better than these local New Jersey teams. They go out there and play some of the best teams out there in other states. So now they're getting back into what they're used to, and I feel like when they play what they're used to, this Wayne Hills team should always come out on top. Now, Isaiah, personally, this Wayne Hills team, they give it all, and this year, with most of the seniors gone from last year, they lost a lot of players, and they're more team-based than ever. Who do you think is going to shine in this game?
Once again, I think Mike Casasanda is going to have a good game. Hopefully he can kick it up a notch. Who else? We can have, Joyce is out, so apparently he can't have a good game. I think Christian Pantalillo will have a good time receiving the ball. I think if they create some amazing plays, they're able to come out with the win.
I had a talk with Coach Demikoff before this game. He definitely said this team is more team-based than ever. Mike Cass at QB, Noah Abita at running back, Christian Pantalillo and Steven Maston at receiver, Gabe Kuhn, Jack Woodard, Nick Lucarello on the offensive line and defensive line. And now we are ready for the kickoff. Jordan Thiel sends it way back. Taking the run out to the outside. He's making a run down. He's past the 50. Still going and is finally taken down around the 35. John Testa. What an incredible run. John Testa with 21 rushes for 164 yards and a touchdown in the game in Andover. An incredible run on this return.
And look, do you know it's bad when your kicker has to run all the way back to make the tackle beyond the 50-yard line. Just poor execution on the kickoff there by Hills, but let's see if they can stop this Valley offense that last week put up 31 points.
That's definitely something we don't typically see from this Wayne Hills special teams. Usually they're on top of it. And a flag thrown already.
Well, it looks like both teams do not have a good start. We got, big return, but also a big penalty. We haven't even started the game.
Great return, lost a bit of yards, but they're still past the 50 and are in Wayne Hills territory.
Yeah, and I mean, that's just expected in a big game like this. The nerves are going to get to you, but it's really about who can settle down first.
Testa with the run. Can't make it through and is brought down at the 39-yard line. We saw John Testa playing for varsity a little bit in his sophomore year last year. Now that his junior year is coming, he's definitely picked up a lot more skill as now the starting running back for this team, definitely picking up a lot of yardage for this Valley team. Moran drops back with the pass over De Palma's head.
And it looked like De Palma broke coverage, just an off throw by Moran, who had a pretty good game last week. It's, if he can settle down like he did last week, I mean, again, first year varsity starter, he's at the helm. He's gonna be relied upon to kind of balance out the Valley attack, because they obviously have a really strong run game with John Testa and Elijah Lugo in the backfield. So Moran's trying to settle down a little bit, keep his composure, and if he does that, I think he'll really have a strong game against this Hills defense.
Moran back to the pass, passes it to Elijah Lugo, and is ripped down.
Big stop, big stop.
Number 61, Konstantin Dverchuk on the tackle. Sorry, that was number 51, Jack Woodard on the tackle right there.
Defense is already showing out.
And Woodard.
Hopefully they can continue this the whole game.
And Woodard, a captain, an offensive lineman, playing both ways. Woodard, just a kid who's worked his way all the way up from this position, playing freshman a few years ago.
Ooh. Punt, rustle around in his hands. Lets it go, it was touched. Valley might have fallen on that ball. And that is Valley's ball. Punt muffed by, I believe it was Dean and Parado. And now Valley back with the ball and taking another chance to try and get into the end zone. Just something we don't usually see from this Wayne Hills special team. They're usually on top of things. And we saw a lot of mishaps for the other team, and Wayne Hills doing great on special teams, but now it's not showing as much. Thrown back to Testa, running out to the right side, and is taken down for no gain.
And Valley, getting that bid break a couple plays ago, they got to capitalize now. Because on their first drive, they weren't able to do that. Went 3 and out. And now, they got a bid break here. So, I mean, when you're this close to the red zone and you have a second opportunity to do it this early in the game, you really got to capitalize here. At the minimum, put 3 points on the board and assert yourself early in the game.
Morans takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Lugo. With the pass complete to Chase Hemming.
Tommy Moran's pass complete to Chase Hemming, brought down by Christian Puntalillo.
Puntalillo with the tackle on the play. It's third down. Hemming had a touchdown and 28-yard touchdown in the last game in Andover. Had a pretty great game. Had another reception as well.
Yeah, and Puntalillo, just another guy who's a captain on this team and plays both ways. He's going to be relied on as well to make, plays in the secondary and, show his skills as a wide receiver.
And hand it off, and he is taken down. Noah Abita with the tackle there. Noah Abita, more known as an offensive player for his running back skills. Played a bit of quarterback last season in those playoff blowouts that Hills had. But last game in South Carolina, he had a tackle for a loss and an interception and 10 tackles. Handed off and taken down. Lucarello again with the tackle. Talked to Coach Dem. Definitely said Nuke Lucarello going to be one of those key guys for this Wayne Hills defense.
Yeah, Lucarello, a big physical guy who, can rush the quarterback and get into the backfield pretty much with ease. And, Again, he's a guy who's a captain. He's playing up on the line, and he's got to make big plays, especially here down in the red zone with Valley threatening. They got to come up with a big stop.
Ryan hands it off to Lugo, and he breaks through for the touchdown.
Not a good start for Hills. Already with a bad return, and then turning the ball over, and then the touchdown. It's not a good start.
Wayne Valley failed to capitalize on their first drive, but due to a mishap from Hills, they got that second chance. Just something that you don't usually see from this Wayne Hills team. And the extra point is up and good.
I don't know what's up with the Hills team. Maybe it's the road loss, or it's just a big rivalry game and everyone gets into their heads.
Yeah, I mean, just too many early mistakes here for Hills, and obviously, you know, touching the ball on a kickoff and having the other team recover it deep in your own territory. I mean, that's pretty much one of the worst mistakes you can make in football. And I mean, you know, great job by Valley. Don't even credit. They were given a second chance, and I mean, they capitalized. Ludo with the run there, and now Hills has to respond here. Demitov can't be happy with the mistakes, obviously, but he's got to tell his team, look, early on, I mean, it's been a few minutes into the game, and we already made a few mistakes that cost us a touchdown. So, you know, they got to respond here and come away with a big offensive drive.
And 7:56 left up on the clock. Valley with their touchdown, 7-0. Now it's Stephen Maston in the backfield. Punt is up, falls right into his hands. Comes out to the left side. It's a break and is hit out of bounds out around the 38-yard line.
Steve Masson on the return. Now to the 35-yard line. Pitches to go first and 10.
Maston had himself a pretty good game against Ridgeview, 5 catches for 50 yards. And he's a dangerous threat on those returns as well. So he's got the combination of really good hands and speed, and he's going to be a big option for this Hills offense and Mike Casasanta.
Fake the handoff to Abita. Casasanta with the pass low to Dan Daly. So there was skepticism about what was going to be the run situation due to the injury from Michael Joyce, but Mike Casasanta was doing a bit more running in South Carolina, but now they've confirmed that it is going to be mostly done by Noah Abita. Pitched off to Abita. And he is taken down by number 59, Rick Ruggiero.
And now again, you know, Valley's doing a good job on defense, but you see the offense that Hills is trying to run here. Like I said, they're getting creative, trying to use Abita and Casasanta, trying to move them all around the pocket, trying to have Casasanta move, you know, get out of the pocket, maybe run a little bit of an option. And, you know, they'll see how it works on this first drive, and I think this first drive is really going to be a tell of what they do the rest of the game.
Casasanta drops back, catches to Stephen Maston, and he breaks into Valley territory and is taken down at the 45. First down for Hills.
Nice pass by Mike Casasanta. Hopefully you see that more, and we hope to see more of those kind of passes in the game.
Hills offensive line giving Casasanta all kinds of time in the pocket there, and went through his options and hit Maston over the middle.
Gives the handoff to Abita, and he's taken down for no gain.
No gain on the carry, but down by Jake DeLucia. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10 from the 44.
Jake DeLucia with the tackle on that play. Casasanta fakes the handoff to Ahumada, makes the run. Brings it out to about the 44-yard line.
Forced out of bounds by Robert Snyder.
Once again, third down. Let's see if they can make something happen.
3rd and 9.
Well, with a 3rd down and 9 situation, Isaiah, I'm going to guess that they're going to have Mike Casasanta drop back into the pocket. And the Hills offensive line, they don't give him enough time here against the Valley pass rush to get a playoff. Only at the 50, so got to make something happen here.
Casasanta drops back, makes the pass. It's complete to number 18, Christian Pontalillo.
Like I said, almost went down there. But he stood there in the pocket, he ran out of the pocket, stood his ground and got a complete pass.
And that's where Casasanta can use his legs to his advantage too. Flushed out of the pocket a little bit, but kept his composure like you said and was able to make the throw on the run, and Pontalillo brought it in.
Mike Casasanta, great throwing it as well. Is the handoff to Ahumada. Ahumada tries to take through, but is taken down.
He's stopped by Ricky Ruggiero. Gain of 3 to the 20. 2nd and 7.
And Mike Casasanta with some good running stats in the South Carolina game. 11 rushes for 27 yards. Beat it in the backfield, fakes the handoff, gives the pass to Matson, and is ripped out of his hands as Elijah Lugo takes him down. Had it right in his hands as Lugo behind him, able to rip it out.
Very big hit there.
Yeah, but good coverage by Lugo. High ball that Maston couldn't quite get to, and Lugo with a big hit to knock it away.
Got 4 receivers out wide. Joe Brunetti, number 17, Maston, Pontalillo. Also still has Ahumada in the backfield. Going for the pass, and is sacked, taken down. That's 87, Richie Colonna with the sack. Don't know if he was down though, he kept running. And he was called down.
Once again, 3rd down. Right now they're 2-0 and again the 3rd down. So let's see if they can make something happen again. Oh, 4th? Oh, excuse me, it's 4th down.
Wayne Hill is known as a clutch team. Great play in 3rd and 4th quarters, and also amazing when going for it on 4th down. Dropping back is Casasanta, being chased, he gets out of it. On with the run. Takes the pass. That's down low. Pass to Christian Pontalillo.
Yeah, and that's just a bad job by the Hills offensive line. I mean, first play of the game, that first series, you saw them. They gave him enough time to make that first pass, and then, again, he was really had to get out of the pocket there. He had 2 guys chasing him, and then he had to make the throw on the run, stopped himself, and couldn't make the throw. So, with Valley's fierce pass rush, Hill's offensive line has to step up. They have to give Casasanta more time in the pocket, and they got to give Ahumada a bigger hole if Hills wants to get anything going. They did get down to about the 30-yard line, but, Hill's offensive line has got to step up here and, of course, later in the game.
And luckily, with his great speed, Casasanta was able to get out of that one. Couldn't complete the pass. Testa takes the handout. It was fumbled. And he recovered his own fumble.
And it's recovered at the 26-yard line, loss of 2, 2nd and 12.
Testa, with the few games that he played last year, did not have a single fumble. Hand it off to Testa. It's out to the right side. Able to break out of a tackle, but is taken down by Dan the Man Daly.
Once again, Hills coming with the defense, taking him down, taking Valley down. Getting their tackles, no missed tackles.
Gain of 4 to the 30-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 8.
Yeah, besides the touchdown run by Lugo, it seems that, you know, they've kind of recovered from that kickoff where they did miss a few tackles near the sideline, and that allowed Testa to run for over 50 yards. So, like you pointed out, Isaiah, it looks like they're recovering a little bit from that big play to open up the game.
Motion in the back. Take the pass out to Lugo. And Lugo breaks through. And it's finally taken down by number 51, Jack Woodard.
Gain of 4 to the 34.
Defense really giving this offense a chance.
It's really just some non-typical stuff. We didn't see this stuff as much last year, especially against this Valley team. They gave their all and then some, but this is a different team.
Ogega to punt for the Indians.
Ogega punts it back.
Looks like Hills wanted a penalty there after the late hit.
Yeah, well, the Imperato called for a fair catch, and after he thought he was shoved, so understandable why Hills would want a penalty there, but, you know, referees aren't exactly on top of their game.
Castanton out, shouting at the coaches. Don't see what he's trying to do, but trying to break the huddle, but went back to one of the coaches, started shouting, I guess.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do here on the second drive. Maybe trying to mix it up a little bit. Maybe trying to get Ahumada going more to the outside or option him.
Ahumada takes the handoff. Nearly breaks through the hole, but is taken down.
You know, trying to get Ahumada maybe motioning left and right, try and get him into the receiver spot, have Castanton take the direct snap. I think Wayne Demikov's going to have to get really, really creative here on the offensive side of the ball if they want to keep this ball moving. And, you know, we've seen Valley's pass rush has already flushed Castanton away from the pocket multiple times. So, I mean, they might bring in a second tight end to help him block. They might, you know, they're going to have to do something really creative here.
Castanton takes the snap, hands it off to Ahumada, and Ahumada just barely breaks through. Big game, but brought down by Jake DeLucia.
Ball is spotted just shy of the 41-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Just shy of the first down, 3rd and 1.
I can start calling him. It looks like Sebastian Janikowski.
Ahumada with the handoff, and still keeps running through with almost the entire Wayne Valley defense on him. He still keeps pushing on through. And that's the end of the first quarter.
Just
The end of the first quarter to score. Wayne Valley 7, Wayne Hills 0.
And, you know, just a good second effort there. When Ahumada already had the first down, I mean, you know, the pile started to grow, and then Hills was able to push him an extra few yards. And, you know, whenever you can get here with this Hills offense, because this Valley defense is standing tall, if you can get another few yards just by pushing your guy forward, I mean, you got to try and do that pretty much every time.
Dylan Oren King last year in the Wayne Hills Wayne Valley game said about Jojo Mangelli, he's like a bull raging, just rushing forward. Sees that red cloth, or for Wayne Hills, these blue uniforms, and just keeps rushing through it. Doesn't matter what's in front of him. He will always keep going and pushing through.
First quarter, Valley comes big with a big return, kickoff return, and scores. Hills missed a lot of big tackles, but now it seems like they've started to get into the groove of things and are starting to get their hits, and the defense is really showing out right now.
You know, and that's kind of how it goes, Isaiah. You see, like, you know, in this hostile environment, you're going to have some nerves early on, but like you said, they're kind of settling into the flow of the game now, and really, they got to start playing their best ball soon here. Still down by a touchdown, but they look much more comfortable.
Snap, Ahumada pushes on through, a great run.
Ahumada on the carry.
It's something we are used to seeing more in the away games than at home, but Hills at the beginning of these games just isn't really this Wayne Hills team that we know and love and are used to seeing. Just get some beginning of the game jitters, but once that first quarter comes to an end, they know they get back into the swing of things, they get ready to go, and they play what we know today as Wayne Hills football. Casasanta takes the snap. Ahumada with the handoff, breaks on through. It's finally taken down by number 11, Mo Gega.
Offensive line is getting some great blocks, opening up the run game.
Yeah, and like I said before, you know, that's a big key, Isaiah. If the offensive line can do their job and open up those big holes for Ahumada to run, he's got big playability. You know, he's quick, he's strong, and you know he's a big kid. So you know, if he can get a big hole to run, Valley defense is gonna have some trouble on their hands.
Casasanta takes a snap. Running through, I think that was Chris Bertovsky. Yes, number 5, Chris Bertovsky. And with that run.
Lead of 3 to the 29, 2nd and 7.
Casasanta going back now and tries to get off a pass to Maston, but cannot. Ran way back there from number 40, Joe Mischia.
Yeah, we see the run block starting to you know, open up here, but the pass blocking still isn't great. I mean, Valley, you know, kind of getting whatever they want down there in the trenches, and Casasanta again rushed in the pocket. Had to run backwards and to his left, and you know to his left, and he had to make, you know, kind of an off-balance throw. So, you know, in the pass game, it might take a while for Hills' offensive line to give him some time up front, and they're gonna have to start doing it soon.
Casasanta takes the run, and he breaks through, and that's a first down for Wayne Hills.
It's a gain of 9 to the 21st and 10.
Chris Bertovsky coming off, number 15, Noah Ahumada coming back in. Puntillo and Maston out wide. Casasanta takes the snap, hands it to Ahumada, and he breaks through.
And Schneider.
Now with Wayne Hills on the 15-yard line into the red zone.
Like you said, Aaron, that run pass block is really opening up, but they have to adjust to the passing game to open up and give more time to Mike Casasanta to throw the ball.
Casasanta sacked by John Testa.
Like I said, Mike Casasanta unable to be protected.
To the 20. It's a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, and there's Testa, the star running back, also showing his ability to play off the edge, getting to Casasanta there and blowing that play up.
Testa with 6 tackles, 2 assists, 2 interceptions last game on defense in Pennsylvania.
So a big play here for Hills. You're close to the red zone, but you just lost some yardage on the last play. I mean, like you said, Isaiah, as of late, these holes for Ahumada have been opening up. You might want to run a play action if they see that Ahumada's been gaining some yardage here. Might want to try a play action right here.
There's the pass out to Ahumada, and he nearly catches it. Wait, did he catch it? Did he catch it? He did! What a catch! A circus catch there from Christian Pontalillo.
What a great catch. I can't believe he caught that.
Yeah, pretty unbelievable. Casasanta kind of slinged it with his left arm over there. Kind of threw up a prayer, and Ahumada able to come away with it. And now Hill's in really good position to tie this game up.
I saw him. He was down with the Valley defender on top of him. Didn't happen to see the ref saying it was a complete pass. Casasanta takes the ball into the end zone for a Wayne Hills touchdown. And runs into Stephen Masson, takes a tumble, but still manages to celebrate that running touchdown.
Looks like Hills is back into this game. A little rough start, but now they're getting to get used to the game right now, and they've scored and tied up the game.
And this is what we're used to seeing. This is what we know as Wayne Hills football. And Jordan Thiel for the extra point.
Sebastian Janikowski for the extra point.
And the kick is good. Wayne Hills ties this game up at 7.
So a 69-yard drive there for Wayne Hills, and Mike Casasanta showing his ability to be a dual-threat quarterback in the red zone, took the direct snap, and took it into the house himself. And, you know, he looks like, you know, maybe early in the game, he was under a little bit of pressure. Now, you know, he's still under a little bit of pressure with that Valley edge rush, but, you know, with Ahumada helping him out, breaking away for some big games on the ground, it looks like Casasanta has kind of settled into things a little bit more as well. And Hills now, it's a brand new ball game. And, you know, if they can just limit the mistakes, which they've done a pretty good job of since the first quarter, if they can keep this rolling, then, you know, I got a pretty good feeling that they're going to come away with a lead before halftime.
Now Wayne Hills team finally getting out on the field, was huddled out by the sideline. And Jordan Thiel set to kick off to number 22, John Testa. And number 3, Elijah Lugo, he's also back there as well. And kick up a nice low kick. Valley happened to touch it. I believe it was number 51, Gabe Aspriel, who downed that ball at around the 35-yard line.
Let's go, defense! Let's go, dude!
Moran takes the snap, hands it off to Lugo. Lugo running from the outside. Can't get too far as he's taken down by Christian Pontalillo.
Once again, Hills getting their players and making great tackles.
And there's Gerard again, getting to the outside and making the tackle. No, you know, he kind of gets lost in the box score a little bit, but he's a huge part of this Hills defense. Had 10 tackles last time out against Ridgeview. He's going to be a big guy in that middle of the defense that's going to make plays on the outside. Hit the inside, he's going to be a guy who really does everything and is a Swiss Army knife for this Wayne Hills defense.
Moran takes it, runs out, makes the pass. His pass is nearly blocked.
Oh, looks like he's injured. He's limping.
He just put him.
And Moran limping. Took a pretty big hit just there. goes back to the huddle. And he doesn't like is putting too much weight on that leg.
Hill's playing super aggressive. Super aggressive.
Let's see if Moran can respond here with a big hit and an incomplete pass. Let's see if he can keep his composure now.
And that is a timeout call by Wayne Valley.
You might want to check on Moran.
Moran hands it off. And he's taken down by a gang of Patriots.
Once again, Jack Woodard showing out here, making big tackles.
Yeah, Woodard, pretty big kid, and he plays both ways also. And, you know, he's a captain, so, you know, he's going to be relied on to make plays, and he's been making them all day. You're going to hear his name a lot over the PA speaker making tackles. And, you know, on the offensive side of the ball.
And that punt way high. Not much distance. It falls. They didn't see it fall. So it ends up getting picked up by Daniel Gerard.
And just quickly getting back to Woodard, you know, on the offensive side of the ball, you're not going to hear his name. He's an offensive lineman, but he's a part of that group who's got to start opening up holes. A part of that group who's got to give Casasanta more time. They are opening up holes pretty well for Abita and Casasanta to take the ball and run. But, you know, on this drive, the emphasis has got to be for Demitov and the coaching staff. You have to give Mike Casasanta time to stand in the pocket, go through his reads, and make accurate passes. That's the best way to move the ball. I mean, they've shown that they can do it with the run and they can do it with the pass. They're going to be super effective.
Casasanta takes the handoff and takes the ball himself past the 50-yard line into Valley territory.
He's brought down by John Testa.
Aaron, about what you were saying, one thing this Hills team does need is time for accurate passes. We haven't seen too many from Mike Casasanta. We've seen a few balls put low, a few balls put too far, because he hasn't been given the time. That's one thing we need to get these receivers to make catches and get points on the board.
Well, Luca, you know, if he's given the time to go through his reads and make accurate passes, then, you know, he won't have a problem in the pocket.
And Masson makes the catch and is taken out at the 38-yard line.
Not an easy throw there. You know, the short distance might trick some people into thinking that that's an easy throw. He's a lefty. He's got to throw across his body there and, you know, fit it into a tight little space there on the sideline to Masson. So nice little throw there by Casasanta rolling out of the pocket. You know, his line gave him time there to roll out of the pocket and make that throw. So, you know, if the line could do more of that, I mean, on this series and get him down close to the end zone, Casasanta to be a big threat through the air as well as on the ground for the rest of the game.
And Casasanta nearly gets out of it, but is taken down by John Testa.
Casasanta on the carry, brought down by John Testa.
You got to keep it away from him. You got to go away from that side.
It's a loss back to the 44-yard line. A loss of 4, second and 14.
Takes it to second down. Loss for this Hills team. Hopefully looking to rebound after that. Casasanta with the pass to Christian Ponzolillo incomplete.
He passes out a pass intended for Ponzolillo, incomplete, 3rd and 14.
Mike Casasanta is struggling a bit here. Well, hopefully he gets into the motion and gets quick passes.
Yeah, Casasanta, I don't want to time in the pocket there like we've been talking about. That's what he needs, but didn't look like he went through all of his reads. Kind of looked straight to his left and made an inaccurate pass. So, you know, he's got to realize that if his offensive line can beef up and give him time like that in the pocket, he's got to take his time and go through all his reads and hit the check down if he needs to.
Casasanta dropping back. Short little pass But he to Abita, but he gets a little bit more out of it.
Pass is complete. And Ahumada brought down by John Testa. We gain a forward to the 40-yard line. 4th and 10.
Mike Casasanta is not comfortable in the pocket. The rushers keep rushing him, and I feel like if the offensive line can't help him, this passing game tonight will not be as good.
You know, but that was a good job of kind of realizing that, you know, we had nowhere to go. But like I said before, his check down option, which was Abita, and, you know, even though they weren't able to convert the third down, I mean, you know, it gets you closer, and you don't have to punt as far, so you can pin your opponent deeper in their own territory. So a good job of Casasanta, not panicking, hitting his check down when you need to, even though he knew first down was unlikely. But, you know, now Hill's in a tie ball game. Field position's going to be key here. If you can pin Valley as far back as you possibly can and try to get the ball as close to their side of the field as you possibly can, that's what Hills really needs to focus on here on this defensive possession. Trying to limit the amount of plays and the time of possession here for Valley on this drive.
It's not necessarily Mike Casasanta's lack of skill, because he is one incredible quarterback, one incredible key to this team. But if he is given that time, he should be able to make these passes. It's just that we have to beef up our offensive line and hope now that our defensive line, with Valley coming onto offense now, can really step things up to prevent Valley from getting any points and get Hills back this ball. Ryan D'Argenio with the punt. That's way too far back, in for a touchback.
The Ryan D'Argenio punt goes into the end zone for a touchback. Indians take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
It just depends on how it's going at the time, and if I have a good offer or something to do, or when we decide to move down south, I don't know much.
And some new defensive players in. Number 9, Aiden Tizano. Number 20, Dan Daly coming back in. Masson now back in again on defense. Moran hands it off to Testa. Testa still rushing through. There's a fumble. And it was picked up by Hills.
This defense really showing out tonight. Wow. Big stops, and now we have a fumble.
And as soon as I said it, this defense did step up and forced a fumble from John Testa, who went fumbleless last year and has had 2 now in just this game alone.
Now Mike Casasanta and his offense gets another chance at getting a touchdown.
Now here's where Hills really needs to capitalize. Casasanta and Abita got to use their legs here around the red zone.
Casasanta gives it to Abita. And he's down for about a gain of 5.
Stopped by Mogega. Gain of 3 to the 14, 2nd and 7.
Mogega with the tackle. Pretty big utility here for Wayne Valley. Great with the receptions. Great place for defense. Had 3 tackles and 3 assists in Pennsylvania. And the kicker for this team, big utility man. Casasanta hands it off to Abita. Abita finds a hole. We're about another gain of 5. Might be a first down.
Stopped by Joseph Mitchell along with Mogega.
Abita find the hole, but it was closed up real quick.
Now he is short of the first down.
Gain of 3 to the 11.
They're down. Arlen Nasufi comes in.
Third
and 4 here for Hills. Short down yardage situation here on 3rd down. We'll see what they do with Casasanta. Maybe try and buy him some time in the pocket to run or maybe pass.
Casasanta runs it for himself. And he fumbled the ball. And it's recovered by Wayne Valley. And no, he was down. He was down. From here it looked like a fumble, but the refs are down there and they can see better than us, and they said that he was down.
Big break for Hills there, avoiding disaster. A fumble that close to the end zone, that would not have been good. With over 2 minutes remaining, would have given Valley a lot of time to try and drive down the field, so they dodged the bullet there.
Hand it off to Ahumada. Ahumada finds the hole but is taken down by number 15, Anthony De Palma.
And Hill's doing a good job of doing two things here at once on this offensive drive. They're close to the end zone, but they're also burning a lot of time. Don't want to give the Valley offense too much time to come down the field and tie this game up before going into the locker room. They're doing a good job of kind of buying some time here, trying to run the clock down as much as possible, but then also, obviously, you want to get in and try and score the touchdown. At the minimum, you want to hit this field goal.
Timeout, Wayne Hills.
And there was a timeout called by the Wayne Hills Patriots.
They probably just want to review the play, see if they make the great choice of trying to get to score before the quarter ends.
Honda Pilot, license plate F74KZE. Again, a gray Honda Pilot F74KZE. That is informed. Please remove it immediately. Or again, you'll be.
Now Wayne Hills putting up a pretty good performance so far in this second quarter. Just stepping up to what they're used to being, getting off some great plays and looking to get into this end zone. Now after this timeout, second down at around the 10.
And this is big time for Valley's defense as well, too. You know, weren't able to stop Casasanta from scurrying into the end zone on their last touchdown drive. So if they do come up with a stand here and, you know, kind of, you know, ease the damage a little bit by forcing them to kick the field goal and getting the ball back with time to spare, that'll be a win for the Valley defense.
Casasanta looks for the pass. Was it caught? It was! Touchdown for Hills!
Looks like Hills is now comfortable in the second quarter, making great plays and good decisions.
Stephen Maston with the catch on that touchdown, putting 6 more on the board for Hills. Jordan Thiel for the extra point.
Thiel on to attempt the extra point.
Offsides that.
There's offsides for Valley.
Jordan. Yeah, I'll tell you, he made a nice tackle on
Now again, Thiel lining up for the kick. And it's up and good. Straight through the uprights.
Still a minute and 27 seconds left in the quarter. Valley still has a chance to score. We'll see what happens next.
Now with a minute 27, Valley has got to work quickly here. You know, you're down 7, and Hills gets the second half kickoff, so it's kind of lose-lose if you don't score here. If you're Valley, you go into the locker room down by 7, by a score, and then you're going to have to come out and try and stop Hills from scoring again. So even a field goal here is kind of crucial for Wayne Valley. So again, Moran has got to work quickly with his time and his timeouts. He's got a minute 27 left, and you know, you might have to take some shots down the field if you're Valley. Haven't really done that to this point. It's really been reliant on Testa and Moran making some short throws over the middle. You know, Valley's going to have to try some extreme stuff here, only down a minute 27. And it starts with this kick return. If Luca or Testa can take this back and get some good yardage on this kick, it'll really help.
Now Thiel with the kickoff.
Oh, yeah, that's the right guy.
Low hanging kick. Now to Elijah Lujo. Tries a spin move, but is taken down. And now there's a flag thrown.
Hills will not let up another big return. They want to win this game.
I saw a late hit. I think it was that erotic.
Personal foul.
Hills really holding it together here.
Personal foul call against the Patriots.
Valley will begin the drive first and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
That's probably the worst thing you can do if you're the Patriots right now. Penalties are going to kill you. You know, you have Valley where you want him. I mean, a minute 17 left. They don't have their full timeouts to work with here. You got to make Moran use his arm. I mean, you pretty much have Valley exactly where you want him here. And, I mean, penalties are just going to kill you at this point, so they got to limit the mistakes on this drive.
You don't know who the penalty was on? Who's the lead hit? All right. I mean, Dean got him, but I don't know. Let's go, Dean!
Moran takes the snap. Daly nearly gets him, and he's taken down. That's number 52, Jack Woodard, and Nick Lucarello.
Second and 10.
I'm having a sense that you're going to hear a lot of Jack Woodard and Nick Lucarello's name tonight.
Yeah, the two big boys in the front of the line. Team captains getting in there and making the stop, and you're right, Isaiah. You're probably going to hear their name a lot in the second half. These guys made plays.
Moran being chased again, is able to get a pass off. Not too accurate, and it's incomplete.
Third and 10.
And again, that's the great job of the Hills pass rush, making Moran kind of scramble and trying to have to maneuver away from the defender there and make a tough pass that Data couldn't corral in. So now 36 seconds left. And if you're Hills, the goal here is to not let Valley continue this drive. You want to stop them here, get the ball, take the knee, go into halftime with a lead, knowing that you're going to get the kickoff in the second half. So a big play here, big stop needed for Wayne Hills.
36 seconds left on the clock. Moran drawing back. Taking the run for himself. And is taken down by Maston.
Moran on the carry, brought down by Steve Maston.
Clock is still running though, so Valley's gonna try and run another play.
The clock is ticking down. Only 10 seconds left now. They might just end the quarter here.
Yeah, probably just going to run the clock out.
And they had enough time to run another play, but they let the clock run out. Wayne Hills 14, Wayne Valley 7, going into the second half. Great first half played by both teams. What do you have to say about their performance?
At the beginning of the game, rough start, but they got things together, and defense has really been really good at this game. Offense took a while to get ready, but they're finding their groove, and they got 2 touchdowns before the end of the half.
Yeah, I agree with you, Isaiah. You know, obviously the mistakes early on in the game, but now the offense doing it on the ground and through the air. Cassius Santos settled in. He's getting more time. His offensive line is really, doing a good job up front in the trenches, giving Cassius Santos more time to kind of stand in the pocket and hit his targets. So Hills, if they do more of that, I mean, they got a touchdown lead now. And again, just responding to the adversity of making the mistake on the kickoff, giving Valley a second chance, and then letting, Ludo kind of just go free into the end zone there. And being down 7-0 early in a hostile environment isn't easy. But, these guys responded, they responded to the adversity really well. And now they go into the locker room up 7, getting the ball. If they can continue this is going to be a good night for the Patriots.
So far, this is looking like a great game from both teams. Last year, at halftime, it was Valley up 6-0 with just 2 field goals, no touchdowns scored within the first half. But now both these teams with a great offensive core, some great running, some great receivers, able to get more points on the board, and some great defensive pass rushing from both these teams. Definitely some key plays so far from some key players. John Testa with some great running, Lugo as well. Maston with the touchdown catch. Christian Ponzolillo with that incredible bobbling catch. Just both teams looking great so far, honestly.
I mean, there's so much to say about this Hills team. They're looking really good tonight.
And now with Hills up 14-7, we will see you at the start of the third quarter to cover the second half. And we are back. Welcome back. Now we come back into the second half of football with the Wayne Hills Patriots 14, the Wayne Valley Indians 7. So far, both teams put up a pretty good game. Definitely something that we want to see out of Hills. Great offensive play, getting some points on the board. Quality from Mike Casasanta in the backfield. Noah Abita. Definitely some great defensive plays from both of these teams. Some great pass rushing from both of these teams. No, there was a lot of defense last year in this game. It was held to 6-0, but still, defense doing just as great in this game. What do you have to say about it, Alan?
So, especially the Hills defense, Luca. So after the first score from Valley, off a turnover, maybe a little bit of panic on the sideline for Coach Dematoff and Wayne Hills. Never want to start off the game, by forcing a 3-and-out and then making a huge mistake, allowing, Valley to have another possession, and then they scored off of it. So after a little bit of panic on the sidelines, didn't get off to the greatest start. They've kind of held their own, on defensively, have limited Valley to short drives. Testa, he's running pretty well, but, they kind of neutralized Moran out of the quarterback role. Hasn't been able to do much. He's taken some big hits. So defense is playing really well for Wayne Hills. And then the offense got rolling after Casasanta and Abita, had, when the hole started opening up for them to run, they took advantage of it. They made some big runs, got some big gains. Were able to convert twice down near the end zone. Casasanta with a nice touchdown pass. And the offense, they were rolling at the end of the half there. And, I think the message in the locker room from Dematoff is got to play defense the same way you did to end that first half. They were really aggressive, made big hits, and, they really rebounded well from giving up that touchdown initially off the turnover to Elijah Ludo, and then offensively just settle down. Play the way you did at the end of the first half again with Mike Casasanta. Comfortable in the pocket. That's the biggest thing for him right now. Got to stay comfortable in the pocket. Needs time to throw. If he does that, I think he's going to have a stellar second half.
Isaiah, I know you were saying that it was a bit of first quarter jitters, but they've got out of that. What do you? I'm sorry to cut you off, but Valley is ready to kick off. Kick is up into the hands of Stephen Maston. Takes a run to the left and is taken down at around the 25. So Isaiah, as I was saying, saw a bit of first quarter jitters, but now this Hills team has bounced back. Coming into this third quarter now they've gotten used into this game. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, I still think the defense still play continuously well. Offense, it's more comfortable now. The offensive linemen are giving Mike Casasanta more time in the pocket and to make decent throws. And the run game, amazing. Great holes.
Casasanta with the pass to Stephen Maston off his fingertips and falls out of his hands.
Pretty good job by Casasanta slinging it across his body. Maston couldn't bring it in, but Wayne Hills did have to do a little bit more of that. Maybe get Casasanta moving around in the pocket, try and shake off Valley's pass rush, and then, have it target maybe on a screen pass, maybe on a little, in and out, maybe on a comeback. Get a little creative in the pass game here. Get my Casasanta rolling, so then when you get down near the end zone, it's not just that he has to run. You can have a dual threat. You can have options down near the end zone with a throw or run from Casasanta.
Casasanta trying to get this defense to jump. Now takes a snap, hands it off to Abita. And
the Hills
trampled down.
The Hills senior section really looking live in this game right now.
And it's a gain of 4. Bring that 3 to the 28. 3rd and 7.
Now the Valley student section coming alive, needing a stop here on third down. Big one coming up for Valley if they can hold Hills to a 3-and-out on their first possession.
Santa takes the ball and takes the run. And he gets out of bounds just short of the first down.
Santa on the carry runs out of bounds. Forced down by Jake DeLucia.
And that brings us to third down. No, fourth down, sorry. With Hills just about a yard short. But they still have their punt team out. Ryan DiArgenio getting set to punt.
For DiArgenio, kind of deep in your own territory, near the 20. You kind of want to, maybe kind of boom it a little bit, try and get, the ball behind the returner here, try and pin Valley as deep as humanly possible into their own territory. Don't give him anything to get a run and start with. Need to boom this a little far, maybe over his head, kick it over the side, anything to allow to stop Valley from a deep return.
That punt is up. Hemming on the run, right behind him. And that ball's going to be down at the 21.
That's an excellent punt from DiArgenio, just what he needed to do. Give his guys enough room to kind of maneuver around and down that ball all the way down at the 21. Now Valley kind of deep, not really deep, but kind of stuck at the 20 in their own territory. Didn't have the drive 79 yards now to score, so a really good kick there by Ryan DiArgenio, setting up his defense in a great position.
My mistake, it's the 16-yard line that the ball was downed on. Lugo moves. Just in the backfield, give this to Lugo. And now Lugo makes it out to about the 20.
Elijah Lugo on the carry, brought down by Joe Bernetti.
How are they not putting the ball in Tesla's hands? I think he's got like 4 touches. He's shot.
Gain of 1:17, second and 9.
Once again, defense getting their man. Creating great tackles.
And Moran running through himself, breaks through. Still going. He's still going. And he's finally pushed out of bounds by number 9, Aiden Tizzano. Excuse me, Dean Imperato.
It looked like the Hills was in a man formation, having only one safety in the backfield, giving room for the running back to create a humongous first down.
Big play from Moran there, got away from everyone, and man, he can fly up that sideline, exactly what he needed. Had a little bit of a rough first half, took a big hit, but that's kind of a bounce back play for him, and now Valley in one play has moved all the way up near the 30 in Hills territory, and now they're threatening.
Another timeout called. We saw for Wayne Valley, number 11, Mo Gega, was down, and he wasn't getting up. He was around the 40-yard line. He eventually got up and made it off the field, but I do not see that he's coming back on. Now Moran gives it to Testa. Testa running through, is taken down.
John Testa on the carry.
It's starting to drizzle a little here. Hopefully it doesn't just start pouring and affect the game. Looks like it's about to come down, which means the ball could get slippery and we could see a lot of players falling on the ground and just creating terrible turnovers.
Now Moran pitches it to Testa, who keeps running through.
John Testa on the carry, but down.
First down for Wayne Valley. Dean and Parada with the tackle.
And you're right, Isaiah. Umbrella's coming out, hood's coming on. Rain starting to come down a little bit harder here. Still kind of a drizzle, but you know, if it really starts to come down hard, you're right, it could affect this game. But also in the positive, you could use it for downhill running, kind of like Testa did there, if it gets really, really extreme here.
That's Moran. Takes it again for himself. Finds the hole, but is tripped up by number 79. Sharif Odatala.
Gain of 4, second and 6 at the 14.
Moran takes the handoff and passes it out, and it is dropped by Jake DeLucia.
And that's exactly what you were talking about, Isaiah. Ball's getting a little slippery there. DeLucia just not able to come away with that one and corral it in. So now that sets up a third down for Wayne Valley. Big time stop here needed for Wayne Hills. If they can hold Valley to a field goal attempt in the rain, it looks like the odds are in their favor. Maybe it goes wide. Maybe the ball slips and he hits it short. You never know. So really a big play here for Hills. Don't let Valley extend this drive.
Third down. Moran fakes the handoff to Lugo. Pass is blocked.
Really getting to the quarterback there. Bringing the pressure.
4th and 6.
Pass blocked by number 15, Noah Abita. Leaving it to now 4th down for Valley.
Looks like Valley's keeping the offense on the field.
Yeah, they're going to go for it. Valley going for it on 4th down. Motion from Lugo. Moran looking to pass in the end zone, and it's dropped. Stephen Masson takes him down and is able to make Valley turn it over on downs. Wayne Hills football.
Hills ball, but now they're backed up in their end zone. Hopefully the ball is not slippery and does not cause a turnover. That'll be really bad for Hills.
Yeah, but Masson used it to his advantage there. Kind of a late hit, kind of jerked it out of the arms of the receiver, and you know the slip and the water on that ball, as it could be a reason why. So huge stop for the Patriots here. Now Tastasanta takes over 1-10, which would send this lead.
Tastasanta keeps it for himself, still running. Does a roll, hurdles a man, and is down at around the 25. A little rain doesn't hurt nobody, but it started coming down for a little while. That ball is definitely slippery, leading to a lot of incomplete passes, slips out of the hands, and because of that rain, Steve Masson was able to knock that ball out of Anthony DePalma's hands, leading to Wayne Hills having this ball. Casasanta hands it off to Abita, and he breaks through and is taken down at the 30-yard line.
Brought down by John Testa.
And they move the chains.
Joseph Bishop. It's a gain of 9 to the 30, 1st and 10 Patriots.
The rain's starting to line up a little bit.
And a big hit there.
Remain on the carry. Stopped by Joseph Bishop.
He had absolutely no chance on that one.
Once you run
Gain of 1 to the 30.
into a big man there like Misha, he just got lifted up and just couldn't proceed any further. Casasanta with the pass to Pontalillo, makes the catch, breaks one tackle, and is finally taken down at around the 45-yard line. And a bit of a scramble.
And a flag is thrown.
Didn't see who started it, but there was a flag thrown. Someone might be thrown out of the game.
Now the Hills section up and loud.
Looks like it's going to be a personal foul on Valley.
Let's go, ref!
Indication is a personal foul against Wayne Hills and a personal foul charge against Wayne Valley. The penalties will all set. The result of the play will stand.
So no penalties on the play.
The 44-yard line, a gain of 13, first and 10 Patriots.
So a good job by Casasanta. Pressure was coming from his backside, but remained calm and made that pass to Pontalillo, who, was able to kind of spin away, break the tackle. Really good job there of Casasanta. You have a guy coming from your bad side. Not easy to stand in there, keep your composure, and make a nice, accurate throw, but that's exactly what he did, and they moved the chains once again.
Back there. Hands off to Abita, who is taken down.
Abita on the carry, stopped by Joe Bishop. Gain of 1 to the 45, second and 9.
In the last 2 runs for Noah Abita, these holes that he's had to run with all game have kind of been closing in on him. Valley made some adjustments in the run game, so if you had a lot of options before when you were Abita to open up, maybe you got to try something else. Maybe you got to try to make a move at the line of scrimmage to get to the outside instead. It looks like Valley's adjusting pretty well to their run game.
Casasanta was looking to pass, but takes the run for himself.
Keep going!
And he's still going. And it's taken down past the 50, and Hills moves into Valley territory. There's a flag flung by the refs.
And the penalty flag is down.
Not sure what the refs are discussing here.
Composure! Let's go! Don't give him any
And
breaks!
again, this is a dead ball personal foul, 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Moves the ball back to the Patriot 38-yard line.
A penalty on the Patriots there.
Big loss, a lot of field to cover to get the first down, and it's third down as well.
Yeah, and that pretty much undoes what Casasanta just did. I mean, he gave you a huge gain with his legs on the ground. Now you got third down and long here on your own 38.
Here it comes.
Casasanta back for the pass. Was it caught? I believe it was. Yes, it was. It was caught by Dean and Parado.
Looks like someone's injured. Can't tell who it is.
Oh boy. That can't be good.
From the hillside.
That might be Jack Woodard, I think. I mean, you still can't tell. Trainers are in the way, but that can't be good. Don't see Woodard or Lucarella on the sidelines or in the huddle.
The crowd is silent here after an injury to the Hills roster. Still not sure who it is.
Well, it's not Nick Lucarello. I see him now. So Very well could be Jack Woodard. I still have yet to see him on the sideline or in the huddle.
That'll be bad for this Hills defense because they've had a great game tonight, and he's been one of those key roles in stopping Valley from scoring.
And really shining for this Hills team on the offensive line and the defensive line. And if this injury is serious, this could be detrimental to this Hills team. Yes, it was Jack Woodard. He's able to get up.
Number 51, Jack Woodard.
And hobbling off the field on one leg.
Yeah, not the greatest sign if you can't walk off the field on your own power. So,
And struggling to do so.
looks like Woodard is not going to be available for the Patriots, most likely for the rest of this game. That's a big hit to their offense and defense. As Woodard was a guy who played both ways, and he played them really well. So without him, they're going to be missing a huge part of their offensive line and their defensive line.
Eugenio. Long punt out there to Hemmings. And it's down. Down by Hills. Yes, it was.
Down at the 2-yard line. Wayne Valley takes over first and 10.
Great punting, great recovery. Now, Valley does not have much to work with and have to get creative here. And the Hills defense have a lot of room to just play very well here.
Down on the 2-yard line. Valley now in a tough situation here.
Let's go, dude!
Rushes up. Gain of about 3 yards.
Moran taking himself here a lot to start the second half.
Gain out to the 7-yard line, gain of 5.
He's done a pretty good job. He broke that huge run before, and Valley trying to mix it up a little bit with him running the ball, and then they're going to get Test involved, obviously, in the backfield as well.
Another run by Valley, but not too much to gain.
And Dan the Man Daly on the tackle. Dan Daly with 7 tackles, 2 assisted tackles, a sack, and another tackle for a loss in the game in South Carolina.
Again, can't say it enough here for Hills. Huge play coming up. If you can pin Valley inside their own 10 and force them to punt, you can get the ball near midfield here and set yourself up in really good position here at the end of the third quarter, going into the fourth with the ball in Valley's territory. And you can kind of take your time, you're trying to burn some of the clock, and then, if you score again, you're going to be in really good position to win this game. So big play coming up here for the Wayne Hills defense.
And he's taken down. And now they're right back to where they started. Valley back on their own 2-yard line.
Hills not letting them move at all. Keeping him at the 1-yard line. And now Valley is forced to bring out their punt team.
Yeah, that's huge for Hills, is now punting this deep in your territory. I mean, Hills is probably going to get the ball near the 30-yard line if Imperato can field this ball cleanly and return it for a few yards. They're probably going to be within 30 yards of the end zone here, so a huge stop by the Hills defense.
And the punt. And just to get out to Dean. Dean dropped the ball. It's recovered by Valley. Unbelievable.
Once again, the special teams making a mistake. Just when you thought they had the advantage, everything goes wrong with just one mistake.
And Valley gets another big break on special teams. I mean, Hills was going to be set up near the 30-yard line, like I said, with the ball in position to go ahead by at least 2 scores, even with a field goal. I mean, at the end of the third quarter, under 3 minutes to go, and then Imperato can't field that ball cleanly. And now Valley gets yet another chance near midfield to come down, tie this game, going into the fourth quarter.
Rushed in the backfield, handoff. And he's taken out of bounds at around the 40. That's number 11, Mogega.
By Joe Bernetti.
Guys, let's go.
2 to the 39-yard line, 2nd and 8.
He's gonna put a little water on that ball. Who knows?
Just when you thought Hills had Valley pinned down, Valley gets another chance at tying this game up with 2 minutes and 35 seconds remaining on the clock.
Gega with movement in the back.
Yeah.
Hands it off to Testa. Gain of maybe 1.
One more. Down by down. Let's go. Come on.
And Valley on offense now, running a little bit of a different set, trying to infuse the Hills defense here. They're bringing Dede in motion the last 2 plays, you know, and now Jack Woodard's actually back in the game.
To the 41, 3rd and 6.
I see Jack Woodard coming back into this game. Injury looked pretty bad when he came off, but seems all is well now. Might still be a bit hurt, but he's back into play.
Pretty remarkable that, you know, he couldn't even walk off the field under his own power about 5 minutes ago. Now he's back in the game, so that is a huge plus for this Hills team on the offensive line. Woodard, a huge part of, you know, the front 5 that's given Abita and Casasanta holes all game to run. And then on defense, he's a guy who plays up front, physical, and he makes a lot of tackles. So, you know, big plus for Hills getting their captain back in this game. And really, you know, you got to applaud Jack Woodard for getting back on the field this quickly.
Yeah, really big key player in the South Carolina game. Huge on defense, huge on offense as well. Though the defense for that South Carolina team kept the Wayne Hills offense scoreless. The offensive line still was a great part of that offense, and they really showed their power trying to get Hills down. Hills would close a few times, but just couldn't get in. This offensive line, so much power, and such a huge part of this Wayne Hills football team.
It's starting to rain here again, and don't be surprised if you see some drop passes by Valley.
Yeah, the on and off rain is going to play a huge role going into the fourth quarter, because if it starts to pick up, then like we've seen Jake DeLucia drop a pass. We've seen the downhill running that players are using to their advantage here in the rain. So, you know, if the rain starts to pick up, it's going to play a pretty big factor going into this fourth quarter. But now Valley needs to convert here, otherwise Hills is going to hit the ball near midfield.
Ram looks to pass to DeLucia, makes the catch, and is able to break through. That's a first down for Valley.
Last pass complete to Jake DeLucia, brought down by Daniel Gerard.
Daniel Gerard back in the game, makes the tackle.
Ball is spotted. Your penalty flag that is down. The indication is an illegal block against the Indians.
An illegal block penalty against the Indians pushes them back.
I mean, it wasn't even close.
And it'll be a replay of third down.
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Ball is placed at the 38-yard line.
That's not an automatic question. On Valley! I guess not. I guess it's a spot foul.
So you got 3rd down and medium distance to go here, about 3rd and 7. Don't be surprised if Valley tries to run that same set, try and mix it up a little bit. Maybe a different guy in the flat. Maybe Moran takes it himself. You never know. But don't be surprised if Valley goes right back to that same play. They got trips on the left side.
Motion from Gega. Tommy Moran dropping back to pass. Makes the throw. Tipped by Abita, and it's an incomplete pass. And luckily for Hills, after that crucial mistake on the return, Valley's second chance has failed.
And now it's really starting to pour down here.
And once again, umbrellas out, hoods up. The side of the rain that could affect the ball and the game as a whole with the turf.
Come on, Dean, let's go.
When the punt. The punt hits one of Valley's players. It was number 25, Michael Penabianco. Didn't happen to be looking,
fly down as
and
well.
It hit him right in the back.
He's dirty next year. Oh, what pitch? What number? 25.
The Fellows moves the ball to the 46-yard line. Patriots take over first and 10.
Hey, let's put the nail in this coffin. Let's go.
No penalty on Valley. Now Hills with the ball on the 46.
Let's go, boys.
And Castaneda continues to run. Keeps the ball in his hands. And there was a bit of pushing and shoving there from number 11, Mo Gega. Looked like it was a late hit on someone, but it wasn't Casasanta. He was on someone else, though, and he took a late hit to him. Casasanta was talking to him, saying, don't do that, because...
And Casasanta moves his feet so well for a quarterback, but he also does a really good job of protecting the ball with his arm. He does a great job of being able to run into contact with the ball.
Casasanta running again. Makes it through. That might be a first down.
And that play will mark the end of the third quarter. The score of Green Hills 14 and Green Valley 7.
And now that is the end of the third quarter.
Well, this quarter has been all about defense. Not so much offense, but there's been a lot of good defensive plays here.
You ever listen to Lou Monty?
I'm surprised. I would.
So now a fresh 12 minutes for Wayne Hills in Valley's territory. And, I think for them, the key is to just keep doing what they're doing. Mike Casasanta has found his groove in this game. Whether it's in the pocket, firing to the sidelines or over the middle, whether it's taking direct snaps, Noah Abita has been a force all game. You're in Valley's territory. Keep pounding the ball. Keep pounding the rock into the Valley defense. And, if you have to settle for a field goal, Hills will take a 10-point lead with less than 10 minutes to go. Just don't turn the ball over. Turning the ball over in this situation would be the worst thing you can do. Because even if you punt, you can pin Valley deep. A turnover here for Hills would mean Valley gets the ball with a chance to tie in midfield. So if you're Hills, protect the ball, pound the rock, and put the nail in the coffin in Wayne Valley. You got 12 minutes to do it.
As much as we want yardage, keeping this ball in our hands is the number one priority right now, especially the fact that we have the lead. Casasanta hands it off to Abita. Abita nearly breaks through the hole, but is still taken down.
Gain of 2 to the 41, second and 8.
champion hoodie. In the back. Yes.
Castanza dropping back. The pass is caught by Christian Ponzolillo. Low pass, but he still manages to keep it in his hands.
Yes.
Now Hills at about the 25. Or excuse me, they're right about at the 30, so got 30 yards to go. If you can maybe push it up to the 20, if you're not able to get into the end zone here, Jordan Thiel's got a leg on him, so if you're able to get some good yardage here but not able to punch it into the end zone, a field goal wouldn't be bad either.
And the pass deep. It's intercepted from Valley.
I don't get it.
Cass tried to get a long pass to Noah Abita, but Robert Schneider with the interception.
And I mean, again, just the worst thing you could possibly do if you're Hills. I don't know why, like, I'm not going to question Wayne Demitov's thinking, but I mean, you're at the 30-yard line, fresh set of downs. You have Abita and Casasanto who have ran well all game, and you have Abita, you have Casasanto drop back and fire a deep pass, looking for the end zone in one play. I really don't understand that. Like I said, you could have just moved the ball another 10 yards. Even if you weren't able to punch it into the end zone, you give Jordan Thiel a chance to put you up by 2 scores. I really just don't understand that play call from the Patriots.
And Moran hands it off.
I agree. Very sloppy play. Running game has been great all game. They should have used it as an advantage to run out the clock.
Yeah, and Isaiah, they do virtually the opposite here. Now Valley has all kinds of time to move this ball down the field, take their time, run different sets. You know, if you scored, maybe they would be in a little bit of a hurry to score again and make it a one-score game, but now they have all the time in the world and to do pretty much whatever they want with this Hills defense.
In the backfield, takes a snap. Looking to throw. And it is caught. It's number 15, Anthony De Palma. Now Moran hands it off to Testa, who's still running and is finally taken down.
John Testa on the carry, brought down by Gabe Kuhn.
Gabe Kuhn with the tackle.
28-yard line gain is 7, second and 3.
Let's go, D! Nothing up, let's go! Let's go, dude!
Gabe more known for his role on the offensive line as the center for this Hills team, but definitely great cooperation in this defensive effort as well. Motion from DeLucia. Moran throws, it's complete. For a gain of a few.
Brought down by Nick Lucarello.
That's to Chase Hemming, who is tackled by Nick Lucarello, number 52.
No gain on the play. 3rd and 3 at the 28.
Big play coming up for Hills here. 3rd and short. You want to stop them here, and then it'll be just like this situation before. You'll be pinned a little bit more, further back in your territory. You're not have to work to get back to where you were before, but
Moran takes the snap. Running. The throw is caught. They say no. No, it is a complete pass to number 1, James John. James John had a touchdown in the game in Massachusetts. That was his only reception that game.
big conversion there for Valley. Keep moving the ball, now they're almost at midfield.
Moran hands it off to Testa. Testa breaks through.
Testa on the carry, brought down by Daniel Gerard.
And let me
7 to the 47, 2nd and 3.
Let me tell you guys something. As good as Noah Abita has been in the backfield for Hills, and just, kind of opening up their offense to different things. John Testa has done that, maybe even better for the Indians. He's opened up Moran to run more, and he's, with the run game, you have to worry about that. And then Moran, with that, he's got more time in the pocket to make his throws. So Testa doing a great job.
A handoff and taken right down. They didn't even get the chance to hand it off.
It looks like he slipped here. Could be the rain. The environment changing this play here.
That's a break for Hills there. It's kind of what they need now. You have Valley in a third and medium situation here. And once again, they need this bid stop on third down to get the ball back, regain possession of this game. And, when you have the ball in possession and the clock is in your favor, you always know that you're in the you have the upper hand here. So they can get the ball, in relatively medium territory inside their side of the 50 with the ball and the clock in their favor. They'll be in a really good position here, but they need to stop.
Moran looking to throw. Scrambling. Nearly taken down by Lucarello. Long pass out. It is caught, but a flag is out on the field. De Palma, incredible catch, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what it is. And it is taken back.
An incredible play by Moran there. Being chased by 4-5 Hills defenders. Had to spin around a couple times. Launched one deep, and he had De Palma open, but that penalty pretty much offsets it here. Knocks Valley even further back, and now Hills in an even better position to regain the ball with the clock in their favor. They almost let that slip away. Valley, though, the penalty really kills them here. Now they're going to have to basically do that again, but pushes them back 5 yards.
Yeah, great throw. Great catch as well by Anthony De Palma. But just penalties, taking that play all the way back.
They got 3 receivers split out on the right side. Moran's going to have to let it fly here.
Moran with a throw to De Palma again. And it is blocked. Christian Pontalillo. De Palma looking for a penalty flag, but I don't think so. I don't think so, buddy. Pontalillo, what a great block.
Pontalillo with excellent coverage there, not letting the same thing happen twice in a row. Moran again looking deep for De Palma, and he almost had him. De Palma has got a pretty good height advantage on Pontalillo, but Pontalillo able to rise up and with the clean coverage knocked it away. De Palma wanted the flag, but wasn't able to get one. So now you got a little over halfway remaining in this final quarter. If Hills can try and burn 3-4 minutes off the clock here, it's going to be really good because the clock is in their favor.
Once again, defense playing a big part here.
Punt is up to Imperato. Imperato handles it and downs it at around the 25-yard line.
As I was saying, defense being big here, keeping the Patriots in this game. If they can just run out the clock and just use the running game to their advantage, they could possibly win this game.
And right here, guys, this is the biggest defensive possession for Valley of this game. Haven't had the lead since the first quarter, and now, you got Hills at their own 25. You can't let them get into your territory. If you stop them here and you have 3-4 minutes to go ahead and let Tommy Moran try and score, you got to do it now.
Casasanta on the run, still going, breaks a tackle, and is taken down.
And Valley is just not adjusted, their run stop to what Casasanta and Ahumada have been doing all game. For a couple plays there, they had Ahumada stuffed in the back, but for the most part, Casasanta's been able to take the direct snap, run to the outside, and make a couple moves to gain some yards, and Ahumada's just been pounding it right up the middle. So with those two combinations, Valley's got both of those to worry about, just haven't made the necessary adjustments to stop those two guys. It's been really effective for the Patriots tonight.
Casasanta hands it off to Ahumada, who is immediately shut down.
Lead on the carry, stopped by Richard Colonna. It's a loss of 2 to the 30. Make it 3rd and 5.
This offense needs a first down to run the clock and keep the drive going if they want a chance to win this game.
Yeah, if you give Valley the ball here, it's going to be way too much time. Need a conversion here.
Santa fakes a handoff and breaks on through and is tripped up. Had a wide open run, but still gets the first down nevertheless. What a run from Santa. Tripped up by Mogega. Joe Misha takes him down.
Hills has continued to run the ball. Like I said, they need to use their running advantage.
Santa going right up the middle there. Usually a guy takes the snap, runs to the outside, mixing up a little bit, using his power running ability right up the middle to get a new set of downs.
Santa with the pass to Maston complete.
Santa's pass is complete. You see Maston brought down by Anthony De Palma. Gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
Let's go, Harold! And Santa takes the snap, and there's an immediate flag.
Penalty flag is down. Indication that they'll start against the Patriots.
On who? Doesn't matter.
Ball back to the 39-yard line. 2nd and 11.
They have to be very cautious here. This penalty could have caused them the game, but we're not sure yet. We have to continue to see this game and how it plays out.
Here's a positive for Hills. Clock keep running. I mean, it's in their favor. They want to try and burn as much time as they can here on this offensive drive.
Santa taking the run for himself and is taken down, about a 5-yard gain.
Santa on the carry, tripped up by Anthony De Palma.
Good job of the Indians there.
The 43-yard line, gain of 4. 3rd and 7.
Now you got a 3rd and medium situation for Santa. Probably going to have to force him to make a pass, but, he's been able to hit his targets and looked, to either sideline. He's got Puntalillo and Maston on the sideline usually, so Valley's got to, do a better job of covering, the sideline passes because Santa likes to move a little bit out of the pocket to the direction he's going to throw to. Valley's got to pick that up and know that by now, and then obviously covering the middle of the field.
Valley just cannot adjust to Mike Casasanta's running.
Yeah, Casasanta's running game, Isaiah, really allows him, to open up in the pass game and kind of make on-the-run throws because they're afraid he's going to run. Big play here.
Santa looking to pass. Make the throw to Imperato. But he was in double coverage.
Santa's pass falls incomplete. Brings up 4th and 7.
Again, Santa running left, throwing left. Valley there. Good adjustment to guard the sideline, and now they got 2:39 down a score. Got to capitalize here. There's really no margin for error here. You can't have a 3 and out because Hills is just going to pound the ball and run the clock out. And if you have a long drive and then turn it over with under a minute left, that's pretty much the game right there. Really no margin for error for Valley here. Need a good return on the punt, and Tommy Moran's got to step up, take his team to the end zone here, just under 2:40 to go.
Far of a snap. D'Argenio still manages to get it, and that ball is out of bounds at around the 32-yard line.
D'Argenio punt goes out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Indians take over 1st and 10.
Now the defense comes out, and they have to do what they've been doing the whole game, which is shutting down Valley since the first quarter, only allowing 1 touchdown. They need to bring pressure and cause no mistakes. To be on their man and make sure there's no wide open passes.
Here is where Valley's offense is going to have to answer the call from the Wayne Hills defense that's been dominant and shut down all game. They got to do something here on this drive.
Moran, handoff to DeLucia. Taken down by Abita.
And now these run plays are good early in the drive to kind of set up your offense a little bit, but you know the clock is not in their favor, so expect soon Moran's going to have to start airing it out.
Moran takes the ball for himself and is tackled by Abita.
Moran on the carry, out to the 39, gain of 6.
He extended the arm, but he's just short of the first down. Handoff.
Moran on the carry.
Valley gets a fresh set of
And
downs.
First down for Wayne Valley.
Gain of 2, gain of 3 to the 42, first down Indians.
Wayne Hills is down to force Valley to come up with a 4th down conversion here. Can't let him, can't let him move the ball like this. Down to force a long drive.
Moran now back for the pass. Dean Imperato with the catch. Interception for Hills. A wild pass from Moran, caught by Dean Imperato. Hills back with the ball. An incredible play for this Wayne Hills defense. What a stop.
Once again, this defense showing out. First, causing a fumble, and now the interception that could possibly win them the game.
And the miscommunication between Moran and the receiver. He was running away from pressure, thought he had someone there, kind of airmailed it. And Imperato right there, the ball hawk makes the play. Now with 1:15, this is Hills' game to lose. In great position to wrap it up here and come away with a win on the Indians turf. All they got to do, 1 first down, and the game's over.
And they take the knee. Patriots players looking at the Wayne Valley bleachers.
Valley no longer has any timeouts left. Looks like Hills gonna close out this game with a knee.
Couple more knees and we can go home. Wayne Hills has played an excellent game. You know, that horrible turnover that really, they didn't let that set the tone for the game. They came out strong and responded. Most teams wouldn't respond to the adversity that way. They would get down in a hostile environment, with the crowd cheering against you, and they would say, okay, we're kind of screwed here. We're kind of in a bad position. But Hills said, no. You know what? Special teams mistake. We're going to come out on offense and play our best. Defense held Valley. Defense didn't let up after the Ludo run. So, they really did a great job of kind of, rebounding from that early mistake, and they're going to walk away with a win on the Indians turf here tonight. Gotta feel great after falling short in South Carolina.
Hills kneeling again, letting that clock run.
Looks like Hills be 4-0 since 2016 against Valley. 5-0 if you count the state championship game. This Valley team just unable to beat the Patriots. With only 50 seconds remaining on the clock.
Quite frankly, Isaiah, the Indians' offense was shut down by the Patriots after the early mistakes. So, they really just couldn't get anything rolling here, and that's going to lead to their demise. It looks like Wayne Hills going to walk away with the W here.
And now this game has come to an end with the Wayne Patriots taking this one 14-7. Wayne Hills takes this one as the W.
And Luca, last year a 14-9 victory for the Patriots at home. Now on the road, another defensive showdown, 14-7. My player of the game, I would have to nominate Mike Santa. Did a great job on the ground and through the air. Kind of was, kind of had a little nerves in the beginning of the game. Was kind of flustered out of the pocket a couple times. When he found his composure, he was on. Running to the outside, taking direct snaps, running to the sideline and making tough throws in tight pockets, and then looking over the middle to his receivers, reading his options, going through his reads, and not panicking. It was a great job. Overall, fantastic game from Mike Santa. If you take away the interception he threw, which, again, I don't understand the play call, he's perfect. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions on the game for him, 2 total touchdowns. And then I also want to credit the offensive line who really stepped up later in the game. And, all game they were giving Abita and Santa holes to run, but later in the game they gave Santa enough time, once again, to stand there in the pocket with composure and made really crisp passes to his receivers. And that's ultimately why Hills came away with the win here tonight.
Yeah, I got to agree with you, Aaron. Mike Santa, what an incredible game. This kid, just such an unbelievable quarterback coming into his first year of varsity football. Played in a few games last season during some playoff blowouts that we had, but now he really gets the time to shine with this Wayne Hills team. And he definitely shown his capability as a quarterback, as a player. He's got everything. He's got speed, some great running plays from him. He's got a great arm. Regardless in that first quarter, a little bit of jitters, but gets to pretty much everyone.
For me, it was a defense that won them this game. Incredible game for this defense. Key players like Jack Woodard, Nick Lucarello, Daniel Gerard. Just a great team right here, causing no big plays and getting key steals as interceptions and fumbles. And now they take a dub here against Valley in their home turf. What a great game from the defense.
Yeah, you mentioned the guys up front like Gerard, Lucarello, Dave Kuhn, Shrifo Tatala, Jack Woodard. And then you have to give credit to the guys in the secondary as well, like Dean Imparato, Christian Pontalillo, and Steve Maston making big plays. Remember, Steve Maston took away a touchdown by knocking that ball out of Anthony DePalma's hands in the end zone. It was really just a great overall game, like you said, for the defense in the secondary, up front in the trenches, and, the guys in the middle, the linebackers making plays, reading coverages. This Hills team played an excellent game, not just on defense, but on both sides of the ball. And when you play a good overall game with guys, who are that talented, and when you get rolling, you're going to win a lot of games. And coming away with a win, on Valley's home turf, after falling short in South Carolina, getting that first W of 2019 has to feel really good for the Patriots, and they should, as they played an excellent game here tonight.
Even with the struggles on offense and special teams, defense kept them in the game, and what a great game, and shut them down for 3 quarters.
Good game for both teams, honestly. Next week, we will be in Old Japan. Game will be on Friday, like usual, 7 o'clock. A great game from Hills, pretty good game from Valley. I said to a few of my Valley friends who were talking with me earlier, this Valley team could have a chance this year. It could get close. But as we've seen, it's gotten close, but they can never get close enough. This Wayne Hills team always being able to pull through such a great game. We hope to see that next week against Old Japan, and hope to see that a lot more in the future. I am Luca Yanuzzi, along with Aaron Hook, Isaiah Ahumada, and our cameraman Chris Mezza, saying thank you so much, and thank you for tuning in to this game.